In January 1943, Victory garden planters across America sat at kitchen tables with seed catalogs and planting calendars. They understood something most modern gardeners have forgotten. The harvest that would feed their families through the following winter began not in spring, but right now, in the coldest month of the year. 20 million families grew Victory gardens during the war. The most successful ones started in January. They knew certain crops required such long growing seasons that missing the January window meant missing the harvest entirely. Government guides published month-by-month planting schedules. January appeared not as a waiting period, but as the most critical action month of the entire year. Seeds ordered late arrived late. Transplants started late, produced less. 15 crops you must plant in January. Miss this window and wait an entire year. The clock starts now. Number 1. Onions from seed. Onions require 12 to 14 weeks from seed to transplant size. Start them in March and your bulbs stay small. Start them now and you harvest full-size storage onions by August. Victory garden families stored onions for 6 months without refrigeration. 50 pounds fed an average family through winter. January sowing made that possible. Sow seeds indoors in flats. Provide bottom heat around 70 degrees Fahrenheit. Grow under lights 16 hours daily. Trim tops to 3 inches to strengthen stems. Transplant outdoors 4 weeks before last frost. Harvest when tops fall over naturally. Cure in dry location for 2 weeks before storage. 100 plants produces 50 pounds of onions. 1 January sowing provides an entire year's supply. Wait until February and sacrifice bulb size permanently. Number 2. Leeks. Leeks demand the longest head start of any common vegetable. 16 weeks from seed to transplant size. Miss January and your leeks resemble pencils instead of robust stalks. British Dig for Victory campaigns featured leeks prominently. The vegetable survives brutal winters in the ground, providing fresh food when nothing else grows. Families harvested leeks from October through March without any storage required. Start seeds indoors now. Temperature 60 to 70 degrees works best. Transplant seedlings to deeper containers when 2 inches tall. Move outdoors after last frost. Plant in trenches. Hill soil around stems as they grow. This blanching produces the white tender portion prized by cooks. 50 plants provides weekly leek harvest for 6 months. 1 January sowing feeds a family through an entire winter. Number 3. Celery. Celery seeds germinate painfully slowly. 2 to 3 weeks for emergence. Then another 10 to 12 weeks reaching transplant size. Late starters produce stringy, bitter stalks that bolt in summer heat. Victory garden guides warned that celery required patience and planning. Families who started in January harvested crisp stalks by late summer. Those who waited got nothing worth eating. Surface sow seeds because they need light for germination. Maintain 70 degrees Fahrenheit consistently. Be patient through the long germination period. Celery demands constant moisture throughout its life. Mulch heavily after transplanting. Provide afternoon shade in hot climates. 20 plants supplies an average family. Harvest outer stalks while the plant continues producing from the center. January patience rewards you with homegrown celery impossible to achieve any other way. Number 4. Peppers. Peppers require warm soil temperature for germination. 80 to 85 degrees Fahrenheit. Cold soil means no germination at all. Even with perfect conditions, seeds take 10 to 14 days to emerge. Add 8 to 10 weeks of indoor growing before transplanting. Late January sowing produces strong plants ready when soil finally warms in June. Victory gardens included peppers wherever climate permitted. Fresh eating provided vitamin C. Dried peppers stored indefinitely for winter seasoning. Use a heat mat under seed trays. This single tool determines success or failure. After germination, grow under strong lights. Pot up to larger containers as plants grow. 10 plants produces 40 to 60 pounds of peppers. Fresh eating, freezing, and drying preserves the harvest. Start now or wait until January next year. No shortcuts exist for pepper timing. Number 5. Cabbage. Cabbage thrives in cool weather and hates summer heat. Early harvest beats the heat. Late harvest follows the heat. Summer planting produces split heads and bitter leaves. January sowing indoors creates transplants ready for March or April. By June, you harvest full heads before temperatures climb. Wartime families depended on cabbage more than any other vegetable. Fresh cabbage stored 2 to 4 months. Sauerkraut preserved the harvest without sugar, which was rationed. Start seeds indoors 6 to 8 weeks before last frost. Temperature 60 to 70 degrees produces stocky transplants. Space plants 12 to 18 inches apart outdoors. 10 plants yields 30 to 50 pounds of cabbage. Early and late plantings provide harvests spring and fall. Storage varieties like Danish ballhead keep 4 to 6 months in a cool location. Number 6. Broccoli. Broccoli bolts in heat, producing bitter flowers instead of tender heads. Early harvest captures the cool spring window. January starting makes this possible. British victory gardens included broccoli where climate cooperated. American families were still learning this relatively new vegetable. High vitamin content earned government promotion in nutrition campaigns. Start seeds indoors 6 to 8 weeks before transplant. Cool temperatures around 60 to 70 degrees produce best results. Transplant outdoors after thorough hardening off. Harvest main heads when buds remain tight. Cut before any yellow flowers appear. After main harvest, side shoots continue producing for weeks. 10 plants provide substantial harvest across 6 to 8 weeks. Each main head weighs 1/2 to 1 pound. Side shoot production doubles total yield. January starting means June broccoli. Later starting means disappointment. Number 7. Cauliflower. Cauliflower demands more precise conditions than any brassica. Temperature fluctuation causes buttoning. Stress produces premature flowering. Inconsistency ruins heads before they form. January starting allows slow, steady growth before summer stress arrives. Late starting compresses development into stressful conditions. Wartime gardeners considered cauliflower a premium achievement. The vegetable required skill and attention that cabbage did not. Success meant bragging rights among victory garden neighbors. Start seeds indoors 8 to 10 weeks before transplant. Maintain consistent temperatures without fluctuation. Transplant carefully, minimizing root disturbance. Any setback affects head development. Each plant produces 1 head weighing 2 to 4 pounds. 10 plants provides 20 to 40 pounds. Blanch heads by tying leaves over developing curds. Challenging but rewarding for experienced gardeners. January starting provides the long, steady runway cauliflower requires. Number 8. Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts require the longest season of any brassica, 120 to 180 days from transplant to harvest. Flavor improves dramatically after frost exposure. British families relied on Brussels sprouts when other vegetables failed. The little cabbages survived winter weather that killed everything else. December harvest from October plantings meant fresh vegetables at Christmas. Start seeds indoors in late January. Grow under lights for 8 to 10 weeks. Transplant outdoors after last frost. Space generously, 24 to 36 inches apart. Each plant produces 50 to 100 individual sprouts. Harvest from bottom up as sprouts mature. Pinch plant tops in September to encourage uniform sizing. 10 plants produces more Brussels sprouts than most families can eat. Frost-sweetened sprouts taste nothing like bitter store-bought versions. Number 9. Tomatoes. Tomatoes need 6 to 8 weeks from seed to transplant. Late January or early February, sowing produces perfect timing for most climates. Earlier starting creates overgrown, leggy transplants. Victory gardens grew more tomatoes than any other crop. Fresh eating, canning, sauces, and drying preserved the harvest. One planting provided tomatoes year-round with proper preservation. Start seeds indoors with bottom heat. 70 to 75 degrees ensures germination within 1 week. Grow under strong lights 16 hours daily. Pot up to larger containers as plants grow. Bury stems deep when transplanting. Roots form along buried stems, creating stronger plants. 10 indeterminate plants produces 100 to 200 pounds. Canning preserves the harvest for year-round use. Late January timing produces stocky transplants ready for June gardens. Perfect timing creates perfect plants. Number 10. Spinach. Spinach germinates in cold soil that would kill other seeds. Frozen ground poses no problem. Seeds wait patiently, emerging when conditions suit them. January outdoor sowing produces harvests 3 to 4 weeks before spring-planted spinach. Snow provides insulation and moisture. Cold temperatures sweeten the flavor. Wartime nutrition campaigns promoted spinach heavily. High iron content earned endorsement from the Popeye cartoon, boosting consumption by 33% during the 1930s and 40s. Direct sow outdoors now in prepared beds. Cover with lightweight row cover for slight protection. Seeds handle freezing temperatures without damage. Harvest begins in March or April, depending on climate. Continue picking until plants bolt in warming weather. Each row foot produces approximately 1/2 pound. 10 feet provides weekly harvests for 1 month. Succession plant every 2 weeks. Number 11. Kale. Kale survives temperatures that kill every other garden vegetable. 10 degrees Fahrenheit with protection, 15 degrees without. Snow-covered kale harvests provided fresh greens in January for wartime British families. Cold exposure transforms kale flavor. Starches convert to sugars. Bitter leaves become sweet and tender. Kale picked in January tastes nothing like summer kale. Direct sow outdoors now or winter sow in containers left outside. Seeds germinate in cool soil when ready. No indoor coddling required. Space plants 12 to 18 inches apart. Harvest outer leaves while centers continue producing. Single plants provide harvests for 12 months or longer. 10 plants produces more kale than most families consume. Pick continuously rather than waiting for full size. Winter gardening begins with kale. Nothing else survives what kale simply ignores. Number 12. Peas. Peas germinate in soil as cold as 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Heat stops production entirely. Early planting maximizes the harvest window before summer arrives. Wartime families valued peas for protein content during meat rationing. Fresh peas provided spring celebration. Dried peas stored indefinitely for winter soups. Nitrogen fixation improved soil for following crops. Direct sow outdoors as early as ground can be worked. Southern climates start in January. Northern climates wait for thaw but plant immediately. Inoculate seeds with nitrogen-fixing bacteria for best production. Provide support for climbing varieties. Bush varieties need no support but produce less. 20-foot row yields approximately 5 pounds. Snow peas and snap peas allow eating entire pod. Shell peas require shelling but dry for storage. Early peas mean more peas. Heat ends the season abruptly. Number 13. Lettuce. Lettuce germinates best in cool temperatures. 55 to 65 degrees Fahrenheit. Heat actually inhibits germination completely. January conditions produce perfect lettuce starts. Quick production provided immediate returns for Victory Garden families. While tomatoes and peppers took months, lettuce delivered salads within weeks. Fresh greens scarce during rationing made homegrown lettuce valuable. Start seeds indoors under lights now. Germination occurs within 1 week in cool conditions. Transplant outdoors under row cover as soon as plants establish. Succession plant every 2 weeks for continuous harvest. Once weather warms, switch to bolt-resistant varieties. Provide afternoon shade to extend production. Each head provides 1 to 2 pounds. Loose leaf varieties allow continuous harvest without killing plants. January lettuce means April salads. Spring-started lettuce means June salads. 1 month head start matters. Number 14. Parsley. Parsley seeds test every gardener's patience. 3 to 4 weeks for germination, sometimes longer. Cold stratification improves germination rates significantly. January sowing allows natural cold treatment outdoors, or start indoors with refrigerated seeds. Either method produces better results than spring sowing. Victory Gardens included parsley for vitamins A and C. Fresh flavor enhanced bland wartime cooking. Dried parsley stored for winter use. Biennial growth meant second-year seed production. Soak seeds 24 hours before planting. Start indoors in cool location or winter sow outdoors. Accept slow germination as normal. Harvest continuously once plants establish. 10 plants provides more parsley than average family uses. Second year produces flowers and seeds for replanting. Flat leaf varieties offer stronger flavor for cooking. Curly varieties provide attractive garnish. Number 15. Garlic. Garlic planted last fall needs January attention. Check plants for winter survival. Add mulch if protection looks inadequate. Green shoots may appear during mild spells. Order seed garlic now for next fall planting. Quality stock sells out by spring. Waiting means settling for grocery store garlic treated with sprout inhibitors. Wartime multiplication math made garlic invaluable. 1 bulb with 10 cloves became 10 bulbs next harvest. 10 bulbs became 100. Exponential increase from single starting point. Zones 7 and warmer allow late winter planting. January or February sowing produces smaller bulbs than fall planting but still worthwhile. Harvest when lower leaves brown. Cure for 2 to 3 weeks. Properly cured garlic stores 6 to 9 months. January preparation ensures garlic success, whether checking fall plantings or ordering future stock. 15 crops that wartime families planted in January. Onions, leeks, celery, peppers, cabbage, broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, tomatoes, spinach, kale, peas, lettuce, parsley, and garlic. Every one of them requires January action. Indoor starting, winter sowing, ground preparation, or survival checks. Miss this month and wait until next year. Victory Garden Guides placed January at the center of the gardening calendar. Not spring, not summer, January. The month when most people assume nothing happens. Order your seeds this week. Set up grow lights this weekend. Start your first sowings within days. The families who fed themselves through rationing started exactly this way. Your January action determines your summer harvest. Your summer harvest determines your winter food security. The timeline begins now. 15 crops, 1 month, the foundation of a year's worth of food. What are you waiting for?